Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today is Monday, September 30th. Just last Friday on the 27th, the Beatles released the 50th anniversary edition of their final album, Abbey Road. And it's all sorts of different configurations. There's the deluxe box set, there's picture discs, there's CD versions, vinyl discs. There's just a lot of different versions out there. And as always, I went with the Super Deluxe edition, and mine just arrived today since I ordered it from somewhere other than Amazon. So it took a couple more days to get here, but it arrived in the mail today, and so I thought I'd unbox that for you and give you a look. Like I said, it's been out for a few days now, so you've probably seen a lot of videos. So in case you haven't, here's the first unboxing for you to check out. I was a little concerned about these bent corners here, but we'll see what it looks like when I get it out of the box. It seems to be okay. So here we have the deluxe edition of Abbey Road, the 50th anniversary edition, as you can see there. This has a new mix done by Giles Martin and Sam O'Kell. There's a couple of discs of sessions, outtakes, and there's a Blu-ray audio disc as well. And this comes with a nice big book. And there's the back. So we'll open this up and see what it looks like. Alright, so here we have the package without the shrink wrap on it here. And the book just slides out this way. So we just have a nice heavy cardboard protective sleeve for it. And again, the front and the back of the book are the same as the album cover. So we open the cover here, and we have two discs. In the first pocket we have the 2019 remix of the original album. And here's the CD. And then right below that we have the Blu-ray audio disc. So this contains the Dolby Atmos version. There's a DTS high definition master 5.1 audio. And I do believe I read that for the song Something, there's actually the video for Something on there. It's kind of an Easter egg for the Blu-ray. So those two are in the front cover, and I'm assuming then that the second two are in the back cover, and sure enough, here they are back here. Okay, and then they did this kind of with the Sgt. Pepper discs as well. They used the outtakes, some alternate shots for the cover there for the Sessions discs. Now I've held off watching everybody else's videos on this set because I didn't want to spoil the surprise for me when I got it myself. And there's the second disc of Studio Sessions. Alright, so now I'll switch the camera view here, and then we'll take a look at what's included in the book itself. Alright, so I'll try and do my best here to show you what's all included in the book. And like you saw earlier, the first two discs there, the original album and the Blu-ray disc are in the front cover. And we have the contents of everything that's included there. I'm going to go kind of fast here because there's a lot of pages to go through. Now we get into some track by track notation here. So lots of good pictures, some handwritten lyrics, which is always cool to see. Kind of check over the writing process of how they came up with the songs. Some tape boxes. Then here we get into some of the extra tracks that weren't included on the album, with some A and B sides and some demos. We have Paul's artwork for the idea for the front cover. And got some advertising. And there we go. Then again, the back cover has the 2 sessions discs there, and then the back cover itself. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that there's several different variations of this album that were released on Friday, and like I just showed, we have the 4-disc Super Deluxe box set with all the different outtakes and the Blu-ray 5.1 audio and everything like that. I usually like to go for these bigger boxes, but there's several other things that are out there, and I happened to be in Barnes & Noble on Saturday, and I saw they had a display there for the Abbey Road 50th anniversary, and this was actually 30% off, so I decided to pick up. There's the 2 CD anniversary edition. That was upside down. So with this we get the main album itself, and then 1 disc of sessions and outtakes and things like that. And that's what this looks like. It just comes in the cardboard digipack, I guess you call it. And so on first disc we have the album itself. And one thing I noticed when I took this out of the sleeve, maybe it's just me, but the apple looks really dark on this CD. I usually remember it being a lot brighter than that, but maybe that's just me. And then the second disc is some of the sessions. For the 2-disc set, they give you one session or 1 outtake track for each of the songs included on the album. So, but then also included with the 2 CD set is this small little booklet here. I just got some of the information that was also included in the larger book. So that was kind of nice. And also they had there, really caught my eye, is the picture disc. So I decided to pick that up as well. I got the picture disc for the Sgt. Pepper's box set, and I don't believe they put one out for the white album. I don't know, they just didn't have a white picture disc, I guess, but I thought this just looked really cool. So there's all the different releases. Well, not all of them. There's actually a single CD version, and there might be 1 or 2 others that I may have missed. Oh, they got the 3 LP deluxe version. I think there's maybe a 2 LP version and the single album itself. So there's plenty of different versions out there to suit your spending needs and everything like that. And you can also stream it online too, I'm sure. So be sure and check it out if you can. It's really good. I just got the deluxe box set today, but since I did get the 2 CD set on Saturday, I did listen to what was included on here, and to me the new remixed album sounds amazing. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews. Some people say it doesn't sound any better than the last time it was remastered in 2009, but to my ears, I think it just sounds really good. A lot of stuff brought forward that you didn't hear previously, and it's nice to have the different sessions and outtakes there too with this set. So I'll be curious to check out the other disc that come with the Super Deluxe version and to delve into that. And so some of you may be wondering, well, what some of this stuff we've had on bootlegs before, and some of this stuff was on, like, you know, the anthology releases in the mid 90s. So what new stuff are we really getting here? And I did happen to come across an article online that goes track by track with the session CDs, and it explains what you get new on this new release. So I'm just going to pick out some of the points in that article, and if you want to read the entire article, I'll put a link for that in the description below, so you can be sure to check that out while you're listening through your CDs yourself. Alright, so while I'm going through this article here, picking out some of the highlights here, I just brought this up so you can kind of follow along with the different tracks that are included on these session discs. And of course, the first disc, of course, is the newly remixed 2019 version. And then the Blu-ray has just got the 5.1 and the high resolution audio on there. But I'm kind of just focusing on the two sessions discs right now. So on the first disc, track 1 is I Want You, She's So Heavy. This is the Trident recording session and reduction mix, and it states here that this is new. There's some studio banter at the beginning for about 37 seconds or so, and then after about 37 seconds, producer Glyn Johns is heard saying that the neighbors are complaining that the noise is too loud, so there's kind of a back and forth there. And John states that, you know, come on boys, this is their last chance to be loud, so just play it loud. So then from 3 minutes to 7 minutes to the end of the track, it's a combination of takes 32 with a reduction mix where we can actually hear Billy Preston's organ overdub and John's Moog synthesizer up front with many differences. Plus we have the full ending of the track, so it's nice to have all this new material that we haven't heard before. Track number 2 is the Goodbye home demo from Paul McCartney, which was later recorded by Mary Hopkin. This is taken from an acetate, but it's been cleaned up as good as possible. There's apparently still some volume fluctuations and things like that, but it's just like the one that we've probably heard before, but it's just cleaned up as good as possible. So not really too much new with that one. And then there's the Something studio demo, and this one is partially new. There's 2 versions that have been available before, one with piano and one without. The first one with the piano can be heard on Anthology 3, and the second one is heard on many bootleg releases. This version on this CD here is the one with the piano overdub. And the only really new stuff here is the engineer's intro, where he says, this is something, take 1, and some guitar warm-up stuff before the demo takes place, and the final 5 seconds after a long piano chord. So there's not a lot new there, but there's just a few seconds here and there that are stuff that we haven't heard. Next we have the Ballad of John and Yoko, take 7, and it states here that this is all new and one of the highlights of the box set. From 15 seconds to the end, after this we are treated to the full take 7 with John on vocals and acoustic guitar and Paul on drums. So this is kind of before all the different overdubs, I take it. So it'll be interesting to hear that one. And the same with Old Brown Shoe take 2. This is all new, very similar to the released version, but without the organ and lead guitar overdub. So that'll Be interesting to hear that too. Track 6, we have Oh Darling. This is new, and Billy Preston is included on the recording credits and can also be heard playing his organ on this early take. I was believed before that his organ was not overdubbed until later in like take 26, I believe, but here it's actually credited on the recording sheets and things, so it's actually you can hear it there too. I've listened to that one. Octopus's Garden. This is partially new. This is an unheard breakdown take, and some stuff that we've heard on Anthology 3 as well. There's 10 seconds of talk between Ringo and John after the take breaks down that can be heard here, and those have been available as part of the Rock Band video game, and some other bootlegs and stuff. But here it lasts an extra 35 seconds, so there's some new stuff there for a while that we haven't heard before. Track 8, You Never Give Me Your Money, take 36. This one's new. After a false start where both George and Paul almost at the same time remind Glyn Johns to turn off the Leslie speaker, then take 36 starts at 58 seconds. But sadly the take fades out at 5 minutes and 15 seconds, so we are not allowed to hear the long jam at the end, which is available on different bootlegs and things like that. So even though this is new, there's stuff that has been heard before that's not included on here. So the next track, 9, Her Majesty, takes 1 through 3. It says here it's partially new. Very quick session, and all 3 are full takes. The dialogue after take 1 has already been available on the Rock Band video game, kind of between the songs that you play on that video game. You've heard some of that stuff. And take 3 with the final guitar chord has also been available on bootlegs for ages, it says. So not too much new on that one, I guess. Next up we have Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, takes 1 through 3 medley. It says here it's partially new. The actual take 1 is Paul starting Golden Slumbers with, this one's actually on the 2-disc set, so I've actually listened to this one. When he's kind of warming up for Golden Slumbers, he plays a little bit of Fool on the Hill, kind of got the same chords going on there. And that can be heard here, along with another breakdown of take 3. And it's not really a medley, but actually takes 1 through 3 all incomplete. And here comes The Sun, take 9. This is all new, interesting, without the drum fills and with George's guide vocal. This take has a 30 seconds longer middle 8 section than the released version. It was kind of interesting to hear that too, as on the 2-disc set. Kind of made the song a little bit longer, which was nice. And Maxwell's Silver Hammer, take 12. This is partially new. A small fraction of chat heard over the intro and end can be heard as well on the Rock Band game. So here we have, some of that studio banter that we've already heard before on there. And the alternate take here is similar to the one on Anthology 3. So not a whole lot new as far as that song goes. Okay, then we move over to CD 3, and we start with Come Together, take 5. It says here this is partially new. It's a segment from this take 5, was booted as take 4 from the Rock Band game. The dialogue before take 5 starts and was also available on the Rock Band game, but goes on longer here. And it's also available before is the dialogue at the end of the track from 3 minutes and 8 seconds to 3 minutes and 12 seconds. So again, some stuff we've heard. Next is The End, take 3. It says this is all new. Another highlight from this new release. An initial warm-up jam from another take is heard. And we can hear take 3 from 28 seconds to 2 minutes and 11 seconds. And we can hear take 3. Yeah, take 3. At this point, the instrumental lasts a minute and 19 seconds with the extended and very different drum solo for 17 seconds. Again, this is one that was on the 2-disc set, and it was really strange hearing the altered drum solo that Ringo does on that song. You expected the one that you've always known, but then he plays this other one that was a little bit longer, but not quite as good in my opinion. Next up is Come and Get It. This is a demo that Paul did, and it was later recorded by the Apple band Badfinger. It says partially new. Paul says red light, demo take one, calls the engineer, and there's also 5 seconds of chat after the song is over. That's pretty much the only new stuff here, but it's also a different mix as well. So the one we have on Anthology 3 is a little bit different than this one in that way. Next, Sun King, take 20. It says this is new. There's studio chat, and let's see here. Barely audible guide vocal from John on this one as well, so there's a little bit different there. Mean Mr. Mustard, take 20. This is new, this time with a loud guide vocal from John playing with the lyrics. He hasn't really got quite all the lyrics quite how he wants them yet. And in this version, like you've heard on the Anthology discs, he sings the line, his sister Shirley, that's still present there before he changed it to Pam to kind of tie in with the next song. And the next song is Polythene Pam, take 27, and it says this is new. The take starts with John comparing Ringo's drumming to, he said it sounds like the Dave Clark 5, the way he's drumming. And there's also a guide vocal that is present and a nice guitar solo as well. She came in through the bathroom window, take 27. This is new with Paul's guide vocal track. And when he sings the lyrics, and so I quit the police department, and then George and John briefly join in there, kind of harmonizing with that part, which is new. Next is Because, take 1, and instrumental. And this is a really beautiful instrumental take with Ringo's clapping, carrying the rhythm, and it even goes longer after the take has ended. Now the long one, this is the one that I am really interested to hear, because that wasn't on the 2-disc set, so it's only available on this Super Deluxe version here. It says it's partially new. It's in beautiful stereo to highlight all the differences between this early mix and the final versions. Like the extra harmonies in You Never Give Me Your Money erased on the official version, and the Out of College verse to give an example. Missing extra overdubs on several songs recorded days later. It's missing orchestration, missing vocals, etc. But the main difference is that we now have the real long one with Her Majesty placed in between Mean Mr. Mustard and Polythene Pam. And this is a stereo remix 2 in full for the first time. So it's really quite interesting to hear this one. I'm really looking forward to that. And next up is Something, take 39, instrumental and strings only. This is one of the songs that was released prior to the album coming out, so I did get a chance to listen to this one online, and it was really nice to hear. It says here it's all new, although the orchestral track can be heard on some 5.1 mixes or multi-tracks. The strings are combined with the organ at some points. Here they are isolated for the very first time, so it's really nice hearing George Martin's instrumental orchestration on this song. And finally, we have Golden Slumbers, Carry That Weight, instrumental and strings only. It says here this is new, even though the orchestral track is already available coming from the Rock Band game files. This one comes directly from the multi-track tape. So it's nice to hear that as well. So there you have it. That's pretty much what's new and what we've heard before. Again, if you want to read that article in full, I will link that in the description below, so you can check that out in your spare time if you have any. So there we have the 50th anniversary of Abbey Road and all the different versions. Take care, everybody, and I will see you guys on the next video.